Hi there everyone. In this series of videos, I want to show you how I came up with this design concept using Photoshop mockup files. So if you're not familiar with how mockups work, mockup files are special kinds of Photoshop files that use smart object layers that allow you to put a design on a smart object layer, and then when it updates, it shows on the product. So this can be t-shirts, cups, mugs, literally anything you can think of can be designed using or presented on a mockup file. It's important that when you're doing this project, you have to have a plan and a strategy. So in this case, you all are going to be designing 3 cans for a particular brewing company. Now, you can decide to do a mockup file that shows 3 cans. So this would be the front of each can, and then I would present a file again to show the back of all 3 cans. Or you may find a mockup file that just shows 1 can, and you can use that for the front, use the can again for the back. You can just keep repeating it, front, back, front, back. It's up to you, but you need to decide, because depending on how you want your cans to present, that will determine how you work on the mockup files. When I got this file, the file actually looked like this. This is the original of the mockup can file. And I chose this one because for this iteration, I want to show the 3 cans at the front, and then I'll use this file again to show the 3 cans of the back. When you get a mockup file, you want to pay very close attention to the layers. I'm going to take a look at the layers, and every mockup file is going to be named, set up differently. So you have to pay attention to the layers. This one came just like that. So there's a folder for the cans and a folder for the backgrounds. So let's take a look and see what's inside the can folder. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for smart object layers. If it does not have smart object layers, don't use the file. Look for something else. So I'm going to come here to the first can smart object layer, and when I double click on it, it opens up the smart object layer in a different window. I can tell that this is a smart object layer by looking at the document file name. Typically, Photoshop files have a PSD, Photoshop document, as the extension. A Photoshop smart object layer has a different extension, PSB. And that lets you know that you're now in the smart object layer. And the way how it works, anything that you change or edit on the smart object layer, for example, if I were to change the background color here, once I press OK and save it, do a file save, if I close the document, it updates on the actual document on the file. So that's how it works. And the strategy is that you want to design or build your can design on the smart object layers. It's also important that your smart object document is high res. It's a high res file. That makes it both appropriate for not just presenting online, but also for print. So when I go back in here, I can add my images, I can add my text, I can add, build out the can on the smart object layer, and then it will update on the final file. So let's do this. In the next series of videos, I will show you step by step how I built out the first Nigeria can.